I think we misunderstand that those tumultuous relationships can often be those that really teach us who we are.
To really challenge us to think about things in certain ways or different ways to what we're used to.
For sure. Or even ourselves.
Mm.
And, blame is very easy. Rather than going, somehow I've manifested this. Somehow I need to look at what aspect of me is going on here. And maybe they'll teach us that at school one day.
Maybe. So the idea is to possibly look within more, to sort of look within our mind and our body and our soul. It's not just one thing. Sometimes we need to get out of our mind or into our body. It's that you can't sit in one or the other. You've got to remember you are whole, you are one.
Mm.
So I think sometimes people can look at things through a mental state, if you like, when their body is having a reaction to it.
Yeah.
So people may not realise they're in a cycle. They might keep doing the same thing and say, why does this keep happening to me?
Mm.
Have you seen that in your life and other people's lives?
Yeah, I'm very much one who's a cerebral person. I think having to drop into my body was, a large part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And, finding myself in that big black hole and thinking, what is going on? I'm sure something's going on, but I don't know what. And they go, okay, I'll just keep going. And you showed me the way, universe, source, whatever we want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just walk through each door and see what progresses.
Mm-hmm.
And then finding that, when things weren't going so well, there was that sense of closing down and restriction. And then when something felt good, but it wasn't good as in, eating an ice cream good, but that sense, my body would expand. And okay, so if I go this way, that feels good. If I go that way, that's not so good. And rather than trying to work it out mentally, which is what I'd always tended to do, to listen further down, I guess people call that being in the heart space.
Mm-hmm.
And going forward like that.
And having faith in that process as well.
Once you start to see along the way that that process worked and brought you always in alignment,
mm-hmm.
actually more in balance, that worked out to be a good way forward. And so, there were plenty of people who said, you ought to write about this, too many things have happened, you ought to write. And I guess that's what I would like people to take away from that, is the idea of trusting and coming into oneself and stop looking out all the time at it's that person's fault or it's this or it's that. It's what's happening for me, because everybody is a reflection of us.
Yeah, and so would that be what led you to write this book?
Yeah, and because I was looking for a book that went, what is going on?
Okay, so that's what you need.
What's happening out here?
That really deep time in that black hole.
Mm.
So something that could actually make sense of what you were going through, or give you some guidance on how to get through it.
Yeah. And I would pick up a book here or pick up a book there, but nothing that actually said, okay, you're a spiritual being and this is the way forward and this is why you're here and this is why we're on the earth. And, you've got a darker side, which we don't tend to talk about, and a light side. And, how does that mirror each other? How does it work? Why is it that certain people really flare me? And that was, I suppose, another thing that I felt was, a year of solid looking at who I am, wondering what the things that drove me forward, and finding that I was not exploding internally as much as I used to. Once I'd see something, that connects with something from when I'm little, or that connects with, an aspect of my bossiness, for instance. Okay, I can see how these mirror back to me. The best thing for me was not having that sense of internal combustion when I was just looking for Jack, but I can't see might drive me crazy.
Yeah.
And just being able to, live more evenly keeled.